All right, guys, we have a special treat today. For your first pool studio kind of instructional video, I wanted to talk to you guys about how to put personality into the design. It's one of those things that's not hard to do, but for some reason, we all too often neglect to put the personal touches in a design that really allow your client to connect with what they want to buy. Realize that the simpler the design is, and in some cases nowadays with very geometric rectangular shaped pools, it's very simple. It's hard to stand out. And it's easy to do so, though, if you take advantage of some of the tools that Pool Studio gives you to make the design as personalized as possible. So a special treat, I actually have a designer with me. His name's Dave Manessi. He sold, I don't know, how many pools have you sold in your career, Dave?
I don't know, last 30 years, who knows? I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't even I have to go back
Dave,
and count them all. I don't know.
Dave Manessi is a humble guy. Dave has probably sold 1,000 swimming pools in 30 years. And what's super cool about Dave is not only has he seen the evolution of the industry, but he's also evolved with it in the sense that he's still using the most up-to-date software, up-to-date technology. And quite frankly, for a veteran of the industry, he is doing the best job I've seen in a really long time at adding the personal touches to a design to make it special. So I wanted to walk you through a design real quick that Dave sent me. We'll look at a couple, and I'll probably just pick Dave's brain a little bit as we go. But you'll see all the things that he's put into this design to make it so much more than just a pool and a spa with some decking. So anyways, this apparently is for the Morto family. And we'll just go ahead and start on the back patio. And the first thing you could see right off the bat is this looks like a lived-in house, right? This absolutely looks like a lived-in house. He has food and drinks and wine, looks like a nice charcuterie board on the table. He's got all sorts of lanterns. He's got wind chimes. He's got plants, on the main tables. He's got bottles of, I don't know, beer. Who even knows what that is? And what we'll find out, we'll have Dave chime in here in a little bit, but what I imagine is that some of what you see here is probably actually there in person. Like I have a feeling that Dave didn't put an air conditioner on their patio just for giggles. But I imagine that some of what he's put here is kind of almost dream casting or forecasting into the future what they can have their yard look like if they choose to work with Dave and the company that he represents. So just to further move on, we look to the side of the houses, and even those aren't neglected. We have a nice little hiding wall for the equipment, very nice touch. They have dogs. He's previously mentioned to me that that's why this fire hydrant is there. Now, and I'm also guessing that this shed is actually probably there. He wouldn't have put that there if it wasn't, or perhaps they mentioned to him, hey, we do want to put a shed in there at some point. And if that's what they said, then he took that note and he's actually representing their future vision for their yard. You can see the simple stuff that he did. He's included, their waste bins. He's included, their utility meters, so that when he walks them through this project, there is no doubt whose house it is, and they get a really, really clear picture of a couple of things. They get a picture of the fact that they're working with a guy who cares and a guy who listens, but they also get a picture of this could be our reality, right? This is already so much closer to being real to them than it is if we take these things away, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. We could see our two beautiful dogs with their wagging tails. But I'm not sure if he did it on this one, but you can actually adjust the color of the animals and anything in Pool Studio by going to the materials section, double clicking, and choosing the color that you want to have represented. He obviously has some furniture. He's put some nice looking landscape, which is not rocket science, but it makes a big difference. He's put some cool little things on the fence. Who knows if those are there or not. He's put a little bird bath. Overall, this is just a really beautiful, well thought out design. If we look on the other side, I remember from our conversation previously, but I guess this couple or the husband loves to surf. So he's put a surfboard up there, put a little sign for pool rules, again, making it just feel really, really real. This is cool. Now, Dave, I have to ask, did you pull these, are these 3D images you pulled off the internet? these
Yeah,
signs
just,
on the fence?
yeah, I just went on the internet, found those, imported them, and then shrink them down, scale them down, then put it, they're a cornhole. He likes to grill. That's actually supposed to be a smoker. It's a barbecue with a pizza oven to kind of make it look
I
like.
see that. That's very creative, very creative. So a
They don't
couple,
have any, they don't have any smokers in the file, so I just make one, so.
yeah, so a couple
It kind of looks like it, but I mean, it gets the concept across, so.
No, that's exactly right. So a couple things to touch on there. Number one is be creative. Dave has literally taken a pizza oven, attached it to a grill, and it looks, I don't know, actually looks pretty decent. Looks close enough to a smoker for me.
Yeah.
You know, he's gone online, and I'll show you guys here in a moment how you actually do this. But you can go online, find images, and import them into Pool Studio as an object, and really create your own custom signs and give this all sorts of personality. And you can see he's used his cornhole boards that are actually in Pool Studio now. And he's even, you know, included, I guess, a little mallet or croquet set. I didn't even know that was in Pool Studio, so it's very cool. But as you can see, guys, this is a super well, not only is it a beautiful design, super well thought out from the pool perspective, which we may as well give him a little bit of due there. If we look in this pool, he's got his drains, he's got his little corner benches. It looks like Dave actually even puts returns in the pool, which is a nice touch that most people don't pay attention to. You know, he's got his shear, he's got his bench, he's got a nice wraparound second step bench going on. He's got a nice spillover into the pool. And again, he obviously has his drains in the hot tub. He's put a little step to get in the hot tub, which is always a nice touch as well. So obviously super well thought out design, but most importantly, this looks like their house. You can literally imagine how if you were this customer, you would just jump in and feel like this is actually your pool. Now, one thing I'd like to mention is that some objects, like I believe in Pool Studio, something like this is already grouped together as an object. So Dave didn't have to go spend, you know, 3 hours creating a charcuterie board. These objects are already in Pool Studio. You go to, if you literally, I believe if you go to accessories, yard accessories is where you're gonna find all this. You find furnitures, you find pool accessories. Do you remember where you found the food?
It should be, that's still trying to learn all this stuff. Maybe, yeah, accessories, food settings, go down.
Yeah, there you go.
Food
and condiments. So you have that. You have, did you say there? Oh, food staging sets.
Yeah, exactly.
How convenient. Thank you, Pool Studio, for your constant updates. We have all these preset things. But what you're also able to do, guys, is you can actually create your own. You know, if you love doing a specific sort of thing, you can grab those two. I'll just show you how to do it real quick. You could grab, oops, I guess this is all one thing. Well, very cool. Dave grouped all this together, which is fine. I'll just show you guys something real quick. So let's just say you really like bacon, and you really like baked potatoes, and you really like Brussels sprouts. This is a very weird combination, but let's just say that's your thing. And let's just say for some reason, you like to serve all these together on a big plate. And for some strange reason, this is a part of your sales process. So we can take all of these objects, we can group them together, Control G or press the group button. And then we can go down here where it says save to library. And then you can see a little image right there. We save this under, you can save it under whatever you want. I'll go to items, accessories, my groups. I'm gonna put bacon, potato, Brussels, because that's my thing. Usually I like to favorite them. I'm not gonna favorite this one because quite frankly, I'm never gonna use it. But usually I like to favorite them so it's easy for me to find. I hit okay. And now in the future, let's say I do another design and I wanna use that same thing. I don't have to go make it again. I already have my bacon and potatoes up here, right? And you can search for it, super simple. Literally just type in bacon, oh, look, you have the bacon and then you have your bacon and potato custom item that you made. So anyways, something pretty cool there. And then I will also just show you what we were talking about with the importing a 3D object. So if we go to project information, we go to 3D image, and then go to your downloads folder. Obviously, you would have previously needed to download a picture from the internet, but pretty simple. I'm just going to use this image that I created the other day. So now I've imported, this is going to look silly, I'll just put it in the middle of the pool so you guys can see it. So literally, this is our call schedule that I sent out to all of our coaching clients the other day. But so it imports it as an object, which is pretty neat. So this is what Dave did, is he went and found these pictures, these items, he imported them, and then what he does is he scales them. Okay, so you can press scale, the shortcut is the letter E, and then you can scale it down, move it over, move it up, figure out where your fence is eventually, boom. And now maybe this this client's house is one of our sales coaching members, and now they always have their weekly call schedule. But you could do this, you can also do stuff like this. Maybe they want to make sure that they remember their weekly call schedule when they're swimming. You can turn this thing around, lower it, and then make it like a mosaic on the bottom of the pool. And I'll do this a lot with, like, if someone's like a Dallas Cowboys fanatic, you know, I'll just go find a Dallas Cowboys star, I'll import it, I'll scale it, I'll drop it on the bottom of the pool, I'll have it as, you know, you can do custom mosaics. I'll, you know, if they want it, it'll be a $3,000 add-on, and then I'll figure out where I'm getting this mosaic later. But yeah, so that's one of the cool things that you could do. So what I did want to show you guys though is I want to show you what most of you, oh, he even put solar panels on, look at that guy. So I want to show you what most of your designs look like. Most of your designs look like this. Now, obviously you would have kept your pergola that's up there, but the whole point, guys, is that this is what most of you show your customer. Okay, hopefully you're at least doing the bare minimum with the landscape, but think about how sterile does this look? It looks sterile. It doesn't look like this has any personality. It doesn't look like it's really anyone's house. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see and agree, like, this does not have the emotional connection to the client that this does. Look at the difference, guys. Now, you might be like, well, Matt, it's a whole lot of work. It's really not. I mean, Dave, how long did it take you to add this extra stuff? In all honesty, I mean, I know you're not super busy. You probably have the time to do it, but even then, how much time did it take you to put these in?
I'm still learning everything, so it probably took me maybe an hour to put all that together. It's just the hardest part is trying to find everything. So once I get that all dialed in, that'll be the easiest part. But just to find everything and, you know, just play around with it. I mean, this is when you go in the house, this is, you know, this is your calling card. This is your business card. I mean, you got to paint them in that picture. Yeah.
Exactly. And so a couple of things, just in case you guys have never paid attention to this. So let's just say dogs are easy to find, but you could, let's say you're like, oh God, I can't remember how to find the dog, or let's use it. Well, you could definitely search. Some of them are hard to find. Like, let's say you want this exact specific lantern. If you go to object info, you should be able to see, it says name type 501. I think you can do this. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Lights candle type 501. Oh, show in library. I knew there was a shortcut. Okay, so you click show in library. Okay, now you found your lantern. And let's say you always want to use that lantern because it's so cool. Press the star it and make it a favorite. Okay, and now, I've switched to a new computer and I haven't put all of my old templates on here yet, but you could see on mine, I have like my standard kitchen on here. I have my kitchen with a bar top. I have this custom kitchen in case I just because I'm proud of it and I never want to have to rebuild it. You know, I've got some templates I've built out for, you know, my pools, fiberglass pools. And then I have all of my favorites for the stuff I use all the time that I just don't want to have to find. And on my other computer, this list is, I mean, I have all my favorite landscape items. I have all my favorite, you know, if I was Dave, I would be saving my charcuterie boards and the things I like to use most frequently. So, but again, if you just consider, guys, this, imagine you have this versus this. Who wins? Who wins? Because like, let's say Dave, and it doesn't always happen this way, but let's say this customer knew exactly what they wanted, right? They wanted a whatever by whatever with a little bump out for the steps, and they wanted the spa spilling over into the pool. There's only some, you can configure it different ways, obviously, but like further, especially if they say, okay, I want the spa on the right-hand side, I want the entry on the right-hand side, I want a bump out bench in the middle on the back side, it kind of starts restricting your creativity. So everyone's design is going to kind of look like this. Okay. Now compare, if everyone's design kind of looks like this, but you show up and your design looks like this, what does that do for you? Imagine in this ultra competitive landscape that we're in right now, what does this do for you? It does a lot. What this does, guys, is this creates value beyond the bid sheet. Okay, I want you to always consider, how can I create a perceived value beyond the bid sheet? Some of you guys that are more construction oriented sometimes struggle with this, because to you it's the amount of steel and the amount of plumbing and, you know, the linear foot labor cost. And although you're correct, it's like, you know, a pool is a pool, it costs what it costs, here's my bid sheet. That's not how the customer thinks most often. Most often there is that component of it, but there is a component of perceived value beyond the bid sheet. And what is the perceived value here? The perceived value is that this company, maybe this company costs $10,000 more than their competitors, but with good reason, because this company pays attention, this company cares, this company actually wants to be a part of their life moving forward. And the other companies are just, you know, selling a 15 by 30 with a spa and a bump out, you know, a big difference. So I do want to just quickly show one other example, because I clicked on it earlier. It's another one of Dave's. So another great example here, we'll go to daytime and I'll walk you through it. So it does a good job on the house. And as you've noticed, guys, the house doesn't have to be perfect, especially when you put all this extra stuff in. Okay, if you don't put the extra stuff in, that's when you should be worried about your roof lines looking wrong. I guarantee you, this looks decent, but I guarantee you, like, this isn't the exact way the roof lines are on this house. Dave is no roof line expert, but guess what? When he shows this to his client, they are not looking at the roof line. They're looking at absolutely everything else that's in the yard. So again, just to look on the side, we've got the AC units. He's even put a doggy door in because he knows that they have dogs. Is this a picture or did you pull this off the internet?
No, I pulled that off the internet.
Very nice.
That is actually a doggy door, because I do have 2 dogs, and that is actually a doggy door they have on the back of the house. So the back of the house mirrors exactly what their house looks like for window location, doors, and all that stuff. So when I go out there, I always take at least, you know, 15 to 20 different pictures of the yard, the back of the house. So when I put it in Pool Studios, like that gate around the air conditioners, that's existing. I mean, I would never do that. But
yeah,
existing.
Exactly. And he does, like, look at this, you know, we have, it's the little things that, again, this looks warm, this looks inviting. Look at this. This looks like a patio I want to sit on. You know, we'll just go to the other side just to show you, you know, we've got our grills. We've got our little umbrella. He did the Grill Master thing again. And this is the nice thing, guys. He saves this Grill Master thing one time, and he can do this every time. So, like, realize the first time you start messing around with this extra stuff, yeah, it might feel like a lot of extra work, but it's only a lot of extra work one time, because you get to save everything, save it to your favorites. And then every single time he does a grill, and you know, they say that they love to grill, he can use this exact same thing, and he doesn't get diminishing returns on it because it's still the first time that they've seen it. So think about that, guys. You can do work one time and have it hit home for you forever. Okay. So again, it might take a little bit of extra work the first time, but moving forward, not so much. Ooh, those look familiar. Pretty sure I just saw those on the last design, but does it matter to the customer? No, they've never seen this before. But so nice, clean pool. He did a little pergola, gazebo thing, nice little seating area over there. But so again, just wanted to show you guys the difference. If we get rid of all this extra stuff, how are you selling this pool? Rhetorical question, but like if you aren't showing the extra stuff and you roll in with this, I mean, it's like a white plaster rectangle. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's nice, it's clean, but how are you differentiating this from everyone else that showed them the white plaster rectangle? You can't, right? And then compare that again. I know I'm belaboring the point, but I'm doing it for a reason. Compare that to this. Huge difference, looks lived in. It doesn't just look like a white plaster rectangle anymore. It looks like something very cool, looks like something special, looks like something that has its signature on it. Like Dave mentioned, he said it nicely. He said, this is your business card. This is your business card. So think about it. If you're going to leave behind something, do you want to leave behind this for them to stare at? Or do you want to leave behind this? Or even worse, guys, some of you guys leave behind this. What do you, I mean, and then you wonder, some of y'all leave behind this, and then you wonder why they don't call you back. And you wonder why this hot lead didn't work out for you. Well, it didn't work out for you guys because it was a hot lead. They got 5 bids. And unfortunately for you, you were up against someone like Dave who made it look like this. What would you do in their shoes? Would you call this person back, or would you call the guy that put no extra effort in? And again, the extra effort is minimal. The first time, maybe it takes you an hour, maybe an hour and a half. If you need help, jump on a call with me. I'll actually literally help you. Whenever we do these pool studio training calls, you can jump on and I will show you how to do this live. You can send me your file like Dave did. Dave sent me the file not for help, but just so I could show you guys this. But I will do this for you live and show you where to find this stuff. So realize you have no excuses. Make your stuff look good. Leave a special personalized imprint for your customers, and you will reap the benefits and reap the commissions. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to cut the video here. I hope you got a lot out of this, and hopefully I will see more of you guys on the next pool studio training call. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks.
No, you stayed. Oh. Thank you for participating in that. That was perfect. Okay, so the other stuff I wanted to do today, I didn't know who was going to jump on this or not. So what I'm going to always do on these calls is, like, first of all, if anyone on the call has anything they need. So do you need anything, or are you just jumping on to absorb?
No, I mean, I'm still trying to figure, I mean, I've got to this point, I've got to figure out how to do the construction drawings, which I haven't sold anything yet, but because of my other, I have my other laptop that had all, I was using that 1580 Pool Studios, the original Pool Studios program from 2005. So I have all my saved wording, all my stuff, all the verbiage you need to put in, because on the plans here, you have to put in a page of stuff. So it's all cut and paste. I'd already, typed it all in, saved it all, each city has certain requirements you got to put in the plan, like Riverside County has, these 5 things that have to be on the plan. These 7 things need to be over here. So I saved it all. So I just got to figure out how to, because I know the drawings that Chris and Debbie were doing for reconstruction drawings, they're only on maybe a 11 by 17 sheet. It's not the scale, it's reduced. I always did mine on a full 1/8 inch scale. So a lot of times my drawings came out, 18 by 24, 18 by 18 drawing, but it's drawn to 1/8 inch scale where it's a lot easier to see. like I say, I want to be able, I
Well,
mean,
here, how about, what I'll do is, how about I give you a little example of how to
Yeah.
do it?
Yeah.
And then we'll recap this once you actually get one of those deals done. So let me show you my process, because my process, this is not the perfect process. This is the simple process. As a sales guy, this is how I do it, because I don't want to spend forever on my plans, but I do want them to be bulletproof plans so that I don't have to deal with any BS in construction. So the first thing I like to do is I like to save the file. I just save a new file, okay? Because this is the pretty file with all the stuff in it. And what I like to do is just start deleting shit I don't need on the plan. So I save it as burden plans, and we'll just call it example. So great. So now I'm not worried about ruining my beautiful 3D file. And literally what I'll do is I'll grab, unless you're actually like selling landscaping, you know, and doing that, I'll literally go like this, boom, 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 plants and trees. This is, for me, the easiest way to do it. See, select objects from any stage, click that off. Now, the only thing I'm gonna grab is landscaping items. All right, let's delete all the landscaping items. All right, and then I'll go to yard accessories and do the same thing, but I'll be a little bit more tactical here, because some things like the AC units probably make sense to leave those. I don't know if it really matters to leave the fence or not. Personally, I probably end up deleting the fence, just because, like I said, this is purely preference. I just like my shit to be super simple. I'm gonna grab all of this. I don't think any of this has anything to do with the project. Same thing there. Here's a useful thing that you may or may not know. So we got all these yard lights. You click that, go find this button, matching.
Okay.
Boom, select all matching objects. Watch this. I'll zoom out. So I'm selected that one, but you've got like 20 of them. Click matching, boom.
Okay.
Now I'm grabbing all of them at the same time. This is a super useful tool. You can also do this with the landscaping. Like, let's say they're like, you know what? This is beautiful, Dave, but I'm allergic to cypress trees. I want pine trees. Instead of going one by one by one, you can literally click one cypress tree, click matching, and then you can actually do something even better. Watch this. So we've selected all of our objects, right? Let's say I want to trade, I know this is a silly example, but let's say we wanted to trade out all these lights for a different sort of light, or in this case for effect. I want to trade out all these lights for whatever a golden Leland cypress cone is. So these are all selected. Go to your library, click on golden Leland. You'll notice this is selected, but still are all of these objects. There's a button down here that says replace.
Okay, see it?
Okay, yeah, now you click that, boom. Now all of the things that used to be one thing are now another thing.
Okay.
So this is that's the sort of shortcut that starts to make shit super duper fast, as you can imagine. And of course, if you want to go back, you can Control Z. I don't know if you use those shortcuts or not. You use Control Z. Good. So Control Z, undo. I want to go back. There we go. No big deal. So anyways, let me just keep doing what I was doing now. Matching. Let me just delete all these. Delete whatever these are. Get rid of this. Grab matching. Delete these. And my whole thing, only shit I want on the plans are stuff that might impact the pool build. And something, basically, if it's on the plans, either I'm gonna have to build it, or I need a call out that is relieving me of responsibility. So as an example, you do this, nice little screening fence. If you guys are gonna build that, then you're obviously gonna want some sort of little detail that's explaining it. If it's going to be there, but done by someone else, and you wanna leave it on the plan, leave it, but you're gonna have a little blurb that says, screening fence not included, done by other, or whatever. That way, liability wise, you don't have to deal with it. We'll delete this, get rid of this stuff. If there are umbrella sleeve, like, would you be putting umbrella sleeves in here?
Yeah, I would just note it, yeah.
Yeah, you just note it. typically like we'll have
Yeah,
skimmers.
That's skimmers in the autofill, but I always locate them because if not, they'll put them anywhere. Then what happens is, so I always put a control joint on each one of them, you know? And then
You're smart.
I always talk to the homeowner to find out where, I mean, a lot of guys will put the skimmer on the shortest run. And I tell them, well, look, you know, if you got the wind that blows to the north and your skimmer's in the south, or whatever, you know, if east to west, and you put the skimmer in the west end, and the wind blows to the east end, I said, you're gonna come out here and all your trash is gonna be, you know, 20 feet from your skimmer. So I go over all that with them, and then I locate them so I know they get put in right. Because if not, a lot of times these guys, the plumbers, these guys are doing underground, the plumbers, they don't see the finished product. You know, they see nothing but dirt and trenches and plumbing. So, you know, a lot of times they'll put them, you know, 2 feet apart. Then I got to put 2 control joints 2 feet apart, where I wanted to put them, you know, 6 feet all the way apart, continuous on all the control joints or the edges. And it looks like, you know, I mean, to some people that probably doesn't mean anything, or they don't even care, you know, but to me, when I go out there and walk the job, I mean.
Yeah, dude, you and I are cut from the same cloth. That shit drives me insane.
It irritates, you know, even like with drains, you know, in deck drains, I said, look, you put it right there. I don't care what, you put it right at a control joint. I don't want to see it 2 inches from a control joint. It looks like shit, you know. They, oh, I can't. And they always say, well, I can't put it there. I go, well, you know what? I can find somebody that can. So if you can't, just go ahead and leave, and I'll get somebody in here that will. So put it where I want it. Oh, I can't. Yes, it can work. It's a drain, you know. So
it's not that hard. Yeah.
No, it's a little more thought, you know, instead of just going there and digging a trench and put a drain every 10 or 20 feet wherever the pipe comes up. Fine. Well, no, you're going to cut the pipe, put a T, put a riser, and going to put it right here in the corner. Well, I got to cut it and, you know, put another riser and a coupling. Yeah, I don't care. No. I mean, like
okay.
when the thing's said and done, a lot of stuff people don't realize or look at, but I mean, yeah, it looks like crap. You know, you got the skimmer and the autofill lid, and I always use pour lids, so it's better in the deck. You don't see the white can or the tin, you know, the little shit. So, anyways, that's just
here. So, no, I totally agree. All right, so you got all this stuff. I'll go to construction markup.
Right, I have that. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so and this, I mean, really. The first step for you, all you need to do is just start. And honestly, I don't know why I need to do this for myself. It's probably because I don't really have, it's not as standardized for me, but you can save. So let's just put example for cut above. This is what needs to be on every pool plan! Exclamation point. So. Yeah, you literally can save it to the library.
Right.
And even better, so like, because you probably have like 7 boxes, right? You probably have something about like water flow gallons per minute.
No, I got probably 120, 130, 150 boxes of individual nodes.
Christ. Yeah, so just one time, well, so all the shit that's going to have to be there every single time, just do it one time, and then you can, you know, group them all together. Save them, and then when you go do your plans, you just go up here and just put you know, plan notes or whatever you save it as, and then you won't have to do that more than once.
Well, I'm going to call Pool Studios and see if I can import just my notes from my old 1580 to the new one here.
Yeah, you should call. I have no idea.
I don't either. So
they have really good customer service though. Yeah. Once you get them on the phone,
well, the problem is that most of the people I talk to don't know what the 1580 is.
yeah, that's going to be the only thing.
They have what? I go, the 1580. I go, it's from 2005. What? Half of them haven't even been there since 2005. You know, so I go, yeah, we'll have to find somebody. Hold on.
Yeah,
they still laugh at me when I tell them, you know, but like I say, it's worked. I mean, the new studio. The program now is so cool, but I mean, it works for me for 18 years. I never had it worked. So
yeah, I mean, the other thing that you could do is, and eventually you'll just do this yourself. So I use one of these, and you can customize it and save it. But so now, and I don't know if this is how it was before.
Is that in the program? Or is it something you made?
No, this is in the program.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, it's already in there. And what's pretty sweet is, you have your scale, And what's cool, and it takes a minute to get used to, but basically you put all your stuff in here and you'll see all these different layers, right? So you'll have whatever measurements you want. Like in tech, I don't know how it is in California, but like as an example, in Texas, let me show you what I mean. So here are some plans I did yesterday. You can see my survey is in the background. If we go to, so in Texas, I have to submit, it's a requirement. I have to submit the pool. Oh, shit. God damn it, I did this wrong. I'm glad that I just looked at this. They probably won't care. Okay, so in Texas, I need to submit the shape of the pool and any structures on the survey. And then I need to show how far they are from the property lines, both water's edge and also back of beam. Now you'll notice these extra lines, I've actually made a boo-boo here. You'll notice they're about to go away because I have my layout. This is not supposed to be there. This is what's supposed to be on my survey right there. So that's page 1. And then if we go to site plan, this is the exact same thing. I've just chosen different things to show. Okay, so like I create, and I don't know how you guys are going to do it. You can really do it however you want, but I create a layer for survey and layout because I don't want those. No one cares about those, property line measurements on a site plan. Only the electric company does. And also typically, we only need the layout measurements for actually the layout. Go to layout. And then again, it's as simple as you just pick and choose what you want to have show up.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then, this stuff on the side, you have to fill out yourself. It's a tiny little pool, obviously. But what's neat is that, and again, I don't know what California is like. In Texas, some cities are like more of a pain in the ass on this than others. So this auto populates based off of the depth that you actually set the pool at. So this whole thing is an object that you don't have to do anything with. Now, the only downside here is that if you have, steps and benches and a tanning ledge, some cities are a pain in the ass and they actually want to see that, in which case you have to like manually do it. But most of the time it just sits like that. But it's nice. All this shit right here, all of this auto populates from right here.
Okay, perfect.
Put all this in there, it all auto populates there. So yeah, they've made it pretty easy. And if you do want, like on some plans, let's say you wanted, let's say you do like the bigger size, there's a 24 by 18 and a 36 by 24. Okay, yeah. And you can
out here that you have to do the whole plot plan. You have to do the whole property. You have to draw all the property lines.
Oh, Jesus.
Really? Like say, if it's 55 feet across or 200 feet down, you have to draw. You have to pull a site plan that just has the outside. Because some yards have easements, so you have to put in the easements where they're at, how far you are. So you have to.
Wow.
I have a thing. I just go to the county website and I can pull all the information, and I have to go to all their maps and then look at it, and make sure there's no easements, and then that all has to be put on the plans. It's it's pretty simple. I mean, the one system I had, like I say, all the notes, it was just I would just cut, copy, put, just copy and copy, and then put arrows to everything. So yeah, I'll get it figured. I never put that pool depth profile in. I took that out a long time ago because it says 3.5 feet to 4.5, and it says 1710. I had a customer go out there one time and measure and said, "Oh, look, you show on the plans, it's supposed to be 15.7 to 4.5 feet, and it's only 4.5 or 4 feet 5 inches." I'm going, dude, really? So I just wrote 3.5, unless it's like a volleyball pool or something. So I just put a 3.5 here and a 6 at the other end. So sometimes too much information, and I'm always on the dig anyway. So I always tell the diggers, look, we're gonna go 3.5 to 6, But yeah, that's just one time. So I mean, just one stupid thing. A customer came out, too much information for them is a bad thing.
Yes. Look at this monstrosity. This is this
Oh, Jesus.
big ass, this is this big ass one. So this is this
Jesus.
whole, yeah. They want a, I don't even, God damn, why the lights always lose their elevations, I do not know.
Oh, I know.
This this is the simpler version. So they want a cold one, a hot one, obvious, a negative edge that they're never going to go down and look at.
Right.
And
you
then
had to draw the house too, just like that?
yeah, so this
That's a lot of work, huh?
not that no, not anymore. It's just like what you said. Once you're fast at it, like I'm fast at it now. But this should all, like where this cuts right there, that edge, this line, this is their existing house. This is this addition that they want to do.
Oh my God.
This is their master bedroom right there. So they want to build this balcony, and then they have it, you know, they have a nice beautiful view from like what in Texas qualifies as a mountain.
Yeah, a hill.
And so yeah, all of this shit is new.
Wow.
And this, yeah. And I was like, look, I'll give you a basic design. You need to go get with an architect.
Yeah.
But that was my whole deal. As I showed him, I was like, look, I'm gonna go like this, dot, 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 dot. And I'll run my equipment will be over here and over here, but I'm gonna just do everything over here. And then God bless you, do what you want with the house whenever you choose to do whatever with the house. But yeah, it's
yeah, there's no way they're gonna be able to do that house and do the pool first. There's no way.
You know, the truth that if they pay me and they want to do it, then yes, there is a way.
But I mean, how do you protect the concrete? They got to have all kinds of, heavy equipment going in there, load roof tiles, plastering stucco and walls. I mean, it would be a shit show. Yeah.
No, you know what, dude? I agree, but at the same time, I want to get paid and sell a pool. So,
right, exactly.
And they have plenty of room. What I can tell you is they have a shitload of room for access over here. I don't see any reason why they can't have effective staging areas set up on this side of the house.
Right.
I'll put up a little, safety fence going down right here, and then everything to the right of this imaginary line is on them. But we'll see how it goes.
I mean, the contractor's going to come, and whoever building the house is going to tell them we can't have that pool in there. There's no way. Yeah, I mean, is she serious, or? I mean,
I don't know. She is someone who, it's really funny actually.
I would start getting a deposit, like you say, design deposits.
I already did.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, 2 years ago, right before I had my kid, this lady was just real high maintenance. I could tell it was going to be just one of those. Let me I'll show you what it started at. I don't know.
We can keep proceeding with the design, but again, I don't work for free.
So I made her pay me $2,000 of basically in a commission advance. Right. And I told her, I was like, look, this is a big project. If something comes up and you don't follow through on it, it's okay, but then I'm kind of screwed. So I charged her $2,000 in case she ghosted me. And then she ghosted me for 2 years. And then she called me like 45 days ago. But I'll show you what it was originally. I actually personally it's back November of 21. My child was a little, like a month and a half old. I'm still partial to this one. I just think it's so much cleaner. And we spent hours on this. We spent hours making this. Where are my lights? Oh, yeah. But we spent hours working out the size, the shape. I mean, it's not super practical, but quite frankly, this fire feature is supposed to continue inside the pool. I don't know why it doesn't, but I thought this was kind of cool from inside. You potentially, the idea was you'd see like this line of fire, looking out.
Water edge. No, I like that one better.
Yeah. And then so she calls me 2 years later. And dude, I spent so much time on this, as you can imagine. And then 2 years later, she calls me, sends me a pool studio picture she found on Facebook. And she was like, this is what I want. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yep, this is what I want. And so what you previously saw, that was me 100% just ripping off a picture she sent me from Facebook. I was like, you spent $2,000 and I don't know, we must have spent 30 hours together. She's very
High maintenance.
high maintenance, yes. And yeah, I was just like, whatever, lady.
Well, that pool's gonna run probably what, 15 hours a day? Hope she's got solar energy.
I want to know what she has. She has more money than sense. So
That's-
I don't, and again, I don't care. I don't care how she pays for running this pool. All I
Yeah.
care is that she pays for building the pool.
Is it built and I get paid, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these eyes, sometimes their eyes are bigger than their pocketbooks, you know, so. Yeah,
In
I would-
this case,
Yeah,
in this case, I think they actually have the money. That's the crazy thing is and then this is the other one I'm working on right now, which is,
well,
this
if
is
she
the
would've
other
started-
thing I
she
was
would've
gonna,
started 2 years ago, she'd already been enjoying that pool for a year and a half. Longer she waits, the less she could enjoy it. So, I mean,
same,
yeah.
same with this one. This is another one that came back out of the woodwork. They came back out of the woodwork within a week of each other. They have nothing to do with each other, but this one, I thought the guy was ready to go. And I thought I really enjoyed this design. You know, nice, sexy, super modern.
Oh, yeah.
Really wanted an infinity edge, but didn't have space on the backside. So we did a little, what I think is a really sexy little
Yeah.
modern
Yeah.
fire pit seating area, scupper deal. The most expensive little fire pit area, you know, we've
Yeah,
ever
no, looks
seen.
totally cool, yeah.
But it
totally-
looks sick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And here's now, he calls me back and he's like, I actually don't even think I want a pool. I just want a
Oh my
big
God.
hot tub.
Jesus.
And so where we're at now is, where are we? Here's where we're at now. So he's gonna do same idea, but just this massive, you know, spool
Mhm.
thing. And then this down here actually is what I'm gonna start working on. He wants some sort of
You guys use
kitchen.
heat pump? You guys use heat pumps there in Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna need
Yeah,
one on
heat-
that thing.
Very very effective.
Yeah, they
Very
work.
effective.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, well,
effective.
something like that, definitely gonna need a heat pump. That thing will take a week and a half to heat up and then he won't enjoy it, so.
Well, I mean, honestly, he'll probably, I mean, we'll see. This is a guy that I'm about to do one last design revision and then it's design deposit time because
Yeah.
I've now spent way too much time on this. But honestly, I was probably planning on having him put like just 2 gas heaters on it and just crush his gas bill. You know, these people don't care money wise. It's pretty, this guy owns some sort of LED. He imports LEDs from China and sells them
Jesus.
across the United States.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
How'd you make this black thing right here?
Oh yeah, it's pretty pleased with this. So it's all custom shapes.
Okay,
So this is a shape.
okay,
This
all right.
is a
So just
shape. This is a
okay.
shape.
lay down, you just put, okay, cool,
This is
yeah.
a shape.
Just
And I
elevation.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, and I just, you know, set all the elevations right.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
it looks cool.
shows the materials. And this will be sick is, I don't know if this will be a rain descent or what it, I'm hoping he's gonna do some sort of like, I guess like a shear descent sort of thing.
Right.
And what he wants to do is project, like basically get a wall of water so he can project images onto it,
That's cool.
which would be really sick because he wants to like, we'll see how it goes, man. This guy wants to provide all the LEDs for this project because he's got on the front of his house, when you walk up, he's got like the most elaborate, beautiful LED like design for his front walkway. It's ridiculous.
Hmm.
But yeah, so
Well, hopefully,
well,
yeah, yeah. You never, yeah, a lot of times a lot of times those long jobs do eventually pay off. It just takes a while.
mhm. But it'd be
Never-
sick. I mean, it'd be really, really, the idea is you walk in the front door. The front door is lined up on this back door, and I don't know if it's lined up properly in Pool Studio, but whole idea is you walk in the front door and you'll see this, and he's got like a little lake back here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it'll be pretty neat. All right, well, good deal, man. Thanks for being on the call as
I
always.
appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right.
All right,
Perfect.
peace, buddy.
Thanks,
All
man.
right, bye. Yeah, bye.